Yo, so guys, keeping it chill here, and welcome to another reaction video. Today, we're back with some more Llama arts, and yeah, we're back with some more Llama arts. We're gonna finish this 40 stories animated. I was originally going to see if I can finish this before Halloween, but I had a lot of stuff regarding just regarding personal stuff, so I just had to just deal with it. I had to just get through that before I had to just get back to reactions. But we back. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna just chill, have a good time, vibe. You feel me? We're just gonna just do what you gotta do. So if y'all like this, you feel me? Let me know. I might do more of these. Who knows? But let's go ahead and get started. Let's continue some Llama Arts. By the way, I'm gonna leave everything in the description. I'll leave Llama Arts channel as well as the original video of this in the description down below. So let's go ahead and start reacting to it. If you guys haven't seen the last two parts, go ahead and check them out.
Me and my wife were on our honeymoon in Hawaii. We were on the island of Oahu, sitting on the beach. My wife got up to go to the bathroom, and when she got back, she told me that there was a creepy man watching her walk into the bathroom, and when she tried to walk out, he blocked her path. She only got away because there were two other people walking into the bathroom, so he got out of the way. I asked her what the man looked like, and she looked over, but unfortunately, she said he was gone. Our hotel was walking distance from the beach, so we got back quickly, but we made sure to report the man to a police officer we saw walking on the beach, and then we washed up before going out to eat. We ate at a fancy seafood place and did some walking around afterwards.
Okay.
Close to midnight, we finally went back to the room and began to wind down. Then we got a knock at the door. I looked through the peephole of the door and saw a man in a maid uniform standing outside.
Nope.
I opened the door and he immediately tried to let himself in.
Bro.
I pushed him back a bit, asking him what he wanted. He told me he left something in the room while cleaning earlier and needed to get it out.
You're talking about he needs to get something out, but he's just forcefully like getting the door to open. Like, bro, like take a step back, man.
The only thing, we left a do not disturb sign on the door all day.
Yeah.
Then I noticed he was making eye contact with my disturb sign.
Yeah, ain't that a Shining reference? This little carpet right here. Also, yeah, he has a do not disturb sign on the door for most of the day. Yeah, that's a sign right there.
On the door all day. Then I noticed he was making eye contact with my wife.
Oh, hell no.
My wife then screamed, "That's the man."
Oh.
I didn't understand at first, but it was too late for that. The man had already lunged at me, holding my throat with one hand while reaching behind himself with another.
Yo, your girl better do something.
He started swinging at me, and if it weren't for my wife coming over and smashing his face with the lamp, I would have been as good as dead.
Wow.
The commotion drew out all the inhabitants of the neighboring rooms.
Ain't that, hold on, ain't this Muriel? Yo, from Courage? Yo, I know that's Muriel straight up. I know Courage Cat the Dog, and that's 100% Muriel. Yo, the reference. Your girl, real one though, for real.
One of the women started freaking out and screaming, making the situation worse. We called the police, and so did the hotel. It turned into a huge, horrible scene, but we were just happy to be alive. We were questioned when the police arrived, and some of the other people around us claimed to have witnessed it all. We still don't know what kind of intentions this guy had, but if I had to guess, I would say he wanted to get to my wife. He must have been one very dumb person to think he would get away with something like this in such a public building.
Yeah. Like, you try and get to your wife, and you think, oh, I'm just gonna just bust in, try to kill this dude, and then I'm gonna just do what you gotta do, make the move. Like, and especially in a public, like, hotel. That's crazy.
I'll never forget this night. The pizza place I worked at was about to close, and I was getting ready to go home when the phone rang. I was working the counter alone that night, so I was taking calls. I picked up the phone. There was complete silence, so I hung up. About a minute later, the phone rings again, so I pick up again. Still silence. I was about to hang up again when I heard the very weak and cold voice of an old woman on the other end. She said she wanted a regular pie delivered. I remained polite on the phone, but on the inside I was screaming. I just wanted to get home and end my shift.
I know how you feel, man.
I called out to my boss that somebody is requesting a delivery. He told me I had to go. I was upset at first, but I realized it's another tip, and the old ones usually tip the most, so I decided it was okay. I took down the address and told her it would be there soon, but she had already hung up. I thought that was rude, but I ignored it and yelled to the chef that I needed one regular. My boss told me to just go home after the delivery as the place would be closed, so a little before 10 o'clock, I got in my car and put the address into my GPS. The house was 7 miles away. The GPS took me to the quiet side of town. I arrived to the house. It was a small, one-floor house on a very quiet and empty block. I took the pizza and walked up to the door and rang the doorbell. There were no lights on in the house.
When it comes to these like delivery stories, like I've always like wondered if you pulling up to the house and if it's like no one's there, there's like no cars, it's just out in the open, no lanes, no nothing, then you already know that that's like a warning, bro. Because if there's like no cars and it's just this house and it looks rusted as hell, looks like it's abandoned, most likely they're just pranking your ass.
I hoped that she hadn't given me the wrong address.
Or they just
I
playing
rang
with
the
you.
doorbell again. There was still no answer. I was about to give up when I turned my head and saw somebody standing at the window.
Ooh.
I got a little freaked out and backed up at first, but I eventually got closer to the window to see the person. It was an old woman, probably in her late 70s.
She good?
She was just staring at me with a blank expression. I yelled to her through the glass that I had her pizza. She didn't react to what I said, so I screamed it louder.
Look at her teeth.
A big smile ran across her face. Not a pleasant, genuine smile. It was a smile that sent chills down my spine. I still remember that exact face she made through the window.
Bro,
I decided that I was freaked out enough and got back to my car and set the pizza in the passenger seat. I had to text my boss about this. I shot him a quick text and started my car, ready to get the hell away. I looked to my right to get one more look, to see the woman standing right outside my passenger side window, giving me the same stare she had given me before.
Girl, you are hella fast.
I put my car in drive and floored it down the street, not looking back. My boss never made me do a late night delivery again.
What the hell Bro, what the hell she just do? She just bust out the door and just ran towards his front of his car? Yo. Old lady fast. Yo, that's wild.
It was Halloween night of 2007, freshman year in high school, and I was with my friends, Ivan, Ryan, and Jesse. We were all dressed as the Super Mario characters. I was Luigi since I was the second tallest. Ivan was Mario since he's short and buff. Not that Mario is buff. Jesse was Waluigi because he's freakishly tall and skinny, and Ryan was Wario because he's just really fat. So they were the perfect group costumes for us.
Why they got this dude Wario?
We live in a very non-congested suburban neighborhood.
I guess he just said he was fat, but why they got this? That's still messed up. And the fact that he has his buttons, like one of his buttons, like loosed or it's off.
Perfect group costumes for us. We live in a very non-congested suburban neighborhood with a decent amount of space in between houses. On Halloween, that's the worst thing ever. Less bang for your buck. We were trick-or-treating for hours, way past dark, and eventually came the time when most trick-or-treaters were heading home. My feet started to hurt, and I had to constantly switch arms for holding the now 10-pound pillow sack of candy. We planned on going until our bags were completely full. A lot of the houses by now weren't answering anymore. It was probably past their cutoff time for giving candy to trick-or-treaters. Approaching our next house, we saw a purple bucket on the stoop, which was the best feeling ever. I was the one to get close enough to realize it was empty, which was the worst feeling ever.
Dang.
I turned around when I heard a knock at the window of the house. We all looked at the window. Couldn't see anyone, but heard someone call out, "Wait." The door opened and an older man, late 40s, already balding, stepped outside. He told us to come inside so he can get us some more candy. I said we could just wait out here. He responded saying something along the lines of, "Nonsense, come on in, we'll get you your candy."
Bro, literally the candy bucket was right there, and now you just wanted to be like, yeah, we got some candy, just get in my little house and nothing will happen. Get up out here, bro.
Ivan stepped in and said, "It's alright. Come on, Dan, let's go." I told the guy to take care and apologized. He just stood there watching as we walked off, not saying anything. I felt bad, but at the same
Bro,
time,
open
that
them
guy
eyes.
seemed like a creeper, and I figured I just dodged a bullet not going in there. If the story ended there, it wouldn't be scary, so of course, it didn't end there. We skipped a few of the guy's neighboring houses just to get further away and continued on with our business. We were walking down close to the nature preserve now, so there weren't many houses around us. At this point, we were now walking back closer to Jesse's house. I noticed Ryan had stopped walking, and I turned around to see what's up. He said he heard someone moving from behind the trees in the preserve. Now, this was before everyone's phones had flashlights, so we couldn't just go searching in the woods for someone. Besides, we were just telling Ryan that it must have been a raccoon or something. You may think this is a bit of a cliche, but when things like this...
Look, I know raccoons. I be getting them around my place. Usually, like if it's like in the cold, usually I be seeing raccoons like near the trash can or whatever. There ain't no way raccoons would be making noises like that.
happen in real life, you always assume the more logical possibility. It's just
Raccoons with their dirty little hands look like they're swiping the fox.
natural. Why would we assume we were being followed? I had to put my arm around Ryan's shoulder and nudge him forward. A little ways down the street, me and Ivan picked up on the sound as well. When we all stopped, the sounds of the footsteps from beyond the trees stopped as well. Ivan yelled at the obvious stalker to go away, or we would beat the shit out of them. I knew he was just bluffing, though. I could hear the nervousness in his voice.
He knew he was bluffing, straight up.
The snap of a twig from beyond the trees triggered a fight-or-flight response in all of us. Me, Jesse, and Ryan all ran for it. Ivan was at first charging to attack, but he quickly followed after realizing we had all taken off. We ran down the dark street, and we all noticed the sounds of at least 2 or 3 pairs of footsteps crushing the twigs and leaves in the woods. We banked it hard right down Jesse Street when it finally came up and ran straight for his backyard, entering his house through the back door. The first thing we did was peek out through his living room window. We couldn't see anyone. We all had to gather our thoughts and discuss what the hell just went down in his living room, when all of a sudden we heard Jesse's backyard gate slam shut. Jesse dove to turn off the lights. There was a click and a bang from down in the den. It was more than likely Jesse's back door.
Shit's getting real.
We all agreed to go down armed with knives and face them. Jesse turned on his back door light, but there was nobody out there. Just then the front door opened, and we all screamed like animals. Jesse's mom and sisters came rushing downstairs. They had just gotten home from their friend's little house party. We all rested assured knowing it was just them. Jesse explained what happened, but made it seem a lot less dramatic. Me and Ivan went home after that and called it a night. At 12:30 a.m., I got a disturbing text message. It was from Jesse. It said, "It wasn't my mom." I texted back saying, "What?" He responded back quickly, saying, "It wasn't my mom in the backyard." My fingers slammed the buttons on my phone, responding back, "What do you mean?" There was a long pause before he finally told me that his mom and sisters said they never went in the backyard.
Yo.
I told him to immediately check the backyard from his upper deck. He had already done just that. He also told his mom everything, and she had already called the police. They didn't find anyone back there, but Jesse did mention the guy who invited us in while trick-or-treating. Nothing ever became of that, and nothing ever happened at Jesse's house again after that one Halloween
I
night.
those references. That's crazy, bro. That's wild, to be think, honestly, because I don't know, regarding trick-or-treating, especially if it's nowadays, like, y'all remember back in, like, I don't know, I think it was like 2021, maybe even 2021 last year, a couple years ago. Remember like the whole clown situation when people dressed up as clowns and whatnot. That was just. I'll be honest, that was a stupid thing, but
You can
it was
see
a crazy
some
thing.
weird things when you're tired, but the thing about this story, I wasn't
This is
tired.
the last one we're gonna be reacting to.
Me
Our
and the
last video
family were on
for the night.
vacation to some resort in a very rural area of Pennsylvania to make the setting creepier. There weren't many young people there for me and my brothers to hang out with. It seemed like more of an adult resort.
Mm.
But then one day when I
I
was walking
understand the feeling. When I was like, damn, like last year too, or like a couple years back, I went to like Vegas with my sister because she was celebrating her like 21st birthday, and I was like, I don't know how old I was. I think I was like 7, like six, not 17, but around like 16. I think it was like 16 and 15. So there was not much to do. So I kind of felt his pain a little bit.
outside of the main lodge of the resort, I for some reason looked up to a window on the second floor and saw a teenage girl looking down at me. From that distance, she looked kinda cute, so I gave her a wave, but she didn't show any sign of reaction, so I just moved on. However, later that same day, I was so bored that I was sitting on the swing set at the little playground of the resort, and that's when I saw the same girl again. She was a little ways away from me down past the playground, close to the tree line, and she was just standing there
Mm-mm,
staring at me.
nope.
Being a teenage guy, my hormones controlled my body, and so I got off the swing and
This
began
dude, this dude said, my hormones. This dude got horny over this freaky girl. Okay.
walking over to her. As I started getting closer to her, I realized
You
she
might as well be hanging out with your brothers, bro. And you just out here just getting turned on by this girl.
wasn't as cute as I thought she was. There was something about her face that just gave off a creepy vibe. I can't put my finger on it,
He just said she was cute, and now she's just looking at her up close. She'd be like, "Oh hell no."
but if I had to say, I think it would have to do with her eyes and her mouth. I'd say once I got about halfway over to her, she turned around completely and ran into the woods. And I mean she full on ran into the woods. I stopped in my tracks, completely turned off. This girl seemed like a freaky stalker. I didn't see her the
Ain't
rest
that
of our
Portal?
stay at the resort. During the car ride home, miles and miles away from the resort, I was thinking about her. How maybe if I followed her into the woods, I could have gotten laid.
Dude, he needs to stop with this getting turned on girl. Dude, stop. You ain't getting nothing from this girl. She's just probably, I don't know what she'd be doing in the woods, first off. I don't know if that was her up in the building, but you for real think that, oh, I'm gonna go in this woods and I'm gonna get something, you feel me? Bro, you ain't getting nothing, dude. All you about to get is killed, bro. You about to get killed by this girl.
Even though there was something off about her face. But then what I saw next made me feel like my heart dropped into my stomach. Looking down ahead, I saw the same girl standing by the tree line on the side of the highway.
Or maybe she do want you, cause why's she following him?
As we sped past her, I saw her head turn so that she was always looking right at me, even through the tinted minivan windows. I asked my parents if they saw her, and they just responded, "Saw who?" Soon afterwards, I accepted that it was all in my head, and that the girl was never even there.
Okay, we're gonna end it here, but I just thought of something. Yo, if that was him, you know damn well he would have not said that. He would have said, "Yo, parents, stop right here." They would have stopped, and he would have got back, and he may would have got some. Knowing him, and then about this girl, bro. I'm just saying. All right, but I'm in right here. That was some um 14 horror stories animated from Llama Arts. Like I said, I'll leave everything down in the description and whatnot. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. And if y'all like this, you feel me, like, subscribe, do what you gotta do, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.